Chapter 6. I wait for Yuri outside of the school's building. Several people walk past me before I feel somebody bump into me. I turn to see the two people I'd run into outside of the pharmacy. "Hey, what's up, freak?" asks the blonde. "Why don't you fuck off, dick breath?" I respond. "You fucking little shit," growls his friend, the dark-haired man. "Is there an issue here?" asks somebody from behind us. I can only see her head, but I recognize it to be Yuri. I'd never seen her face like the one that she made now. I couldn't quite see her eyes, but I could see her mouth. Her teeth were bared. She smiled, but it wasn't like any kind of smile I'd seen before. "What are you gonna do here, bitch?" asks the blonde. There's a moment of silence before he exclaims, "Jesus Christ, you're a fucking psycho!" The dark-haired man lets me go and the two run off while Yuri just adjusts something in her purse. "What was that?" I ask. "Oh, nothing," she replies as her smile returns to normal. "Why don't you come along now? I promised you a ride, remember?" We arrive at Yuri's car, where I suddenly recognize the car as the one I'd seen drive past the hospital so many times. "Do you happen to go to East General Hospital?" I ask. Yuri looks at me with a confused look. She seems somewhat worried. "No, I don't." "Huh," I replied to her. I get in and sit in the passenger seat. My mind goes back to the day prior. I remember sitting here in Yuri's car, but I don't remember much else until I got back home. "Hey, Yuri," I ask as we pull out of the school's parking lot. "Yes, Sawyer?" "Why are you in the literature club?" I ask. "Well, I like books, and Miss Zenith says that it's for those of us who are not like the rest. And you said that it was a refuge to people like us. Something off about us, remember?" Yuri's quiet for a moment before her smile fades. She nods before saying, "You're right, Sawyer. There is something wrong with me. Ever since my parents left my sibling, I felt wronged. My sister was wronged. They took something from me. Something in me's just not been right. Something's missing. And for years I searched and searched to find it. That thing which could make me feel happy once again. And they've always offered me medicine to replace it, but they just don't understand. I'd spent years in sadness, facing the macabre. But I found something. I have found my light." Yuri's voice trails off. She smiles as if that light had been shown once more. I think about what she said. "So they've done you wrong too, huh?" I say. I can feel my hand shaking hard. They always give me pills and act like it's going to make me feel better. But they can never fulfill that which I need. I begin to shake harder and grab my head. I can't help but laugh. It starts with a grin, but it becomes harder and harder to fight. I suddenly feel Yuri's hand rest on my free hand as I try to use it to cover my face. "You know something, Sawyer? I really like your laugh," she whispers to me. She looks over at me as I stare back at her. I feel as though my world has stopped as I gaze into her eyes. Her beauty is just so much that it overcomes me. I feel a smile move over my face. It usually hurts to smile, and it almost always hurts to laugh. I can never let either come out lest they betray my true feelings, not in the sense that they reveal them, but rather that they hide what I actually really wish to say to those whom I wish to speak to. Never before has a person enjoyed my laughter. On the bus, people would usually rather stand than be forced to sit beside me. People would rather walk across the street than walk past me. And a teacher would sooner throw me out of his classroom before he dared laugh along with me. The light we stopped at turns green, and just as soon as Yuri's eyes return to the road, I feel myself back on the way down. My right hand once more begins to shake steadily on the door panel. I can feel my thoughts racing. When we reach my house, I climb out and lead her into the lobby. We walk up the stairs and I open the door for her to come into my apartment. So this is where you live, huh? She asks. Yeah, but you already knew that, though, I say to her. What? She exclaims. I turn to look at Yuri, who's suddenly become very afraid. You were here yesterday, remember? You brought me home, I say to her. Yuri seems to calm down before placing a hand on her breast and chuckling. Yeah, I forgot, she says. I close the door behind us and go to the kitchen. Make yourself at home, I say to her as I pull some drinks from the fridge. I crack the caps off of them and set the glass bottles on the table before looking at Yuri. Are you okay? I ask. Her skin is a sickly white, whiter than usual, as I'd seen before. Yes, I just had a troubling thought, she replies. Is there something I can do for you? I ask. No, well, maybe you could get me something for a headache. Just, an aspirin I think will do. I nod and walk to the bathroom. Upon opening the medicine cabinet, I look across the pill bottles. I pull forth a bottle of aspirin and begin to close it before noticing something sat behind it. Clozapine, I whisper to myself. Quickly I reach for the bottle and open it. Inside sit many dozens of medium white pills. Different than usual, but indeed the label says clozapine. I try to pour a few out, but they don't spill. I look in and still nothing. I tip the bottle over my mouth, only for hundreds to spill from it and into my mouth, all over the floor as well. I choke and spit them out, and I nearly fall backwards onto myself. My back hits the wall, and I slam my eyes shut in pain. When I open them, the bathroom is clean aside from an empty bottle which sits beside me. Are you okay? Calls Yuri from the room over. Yeah, I just couldn't find the bottle, I lie as I frantically look around me. I get up and walk out of the bathroom, bringing the aspirin with me. I slam the bottle beside her, and she takes it carefully and undoes the cap. She pulls a capsule from the bottle and closes it. Shakily, I take my seat and pull it back. I fall into my chair and grip my pant sleeves as I watch her. So, Sawyer, may I see these numbers that you speak of? I stare at her for a second before remembering. Yes, right. I get up quickly and walk to my book bag by the door and pull my math work out from class.